On Global TV News Prime, Vice President Shettima presides over a National Economic Council meeting in Abuja. In business, Ethiopia and Nigeria's Dangote signed $2.5 billion fertilizer plant deal. And on the foreign scene, United Kingdom condemns deadly Russia strike on Kyiv, warns to treat to peace effort. And in sports, Real Madrid draw Liverpool. Barca gets PSG. City meet Inter in Champions League. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news in full. Vice President Kashim Shettima has chaired the National Economic Council meeting at the Presidential Villa with governors including Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, Hope Uzodimma and other state leaders in attendance. The council reviewed key national issues and announced a sharp drop in type 2 poliovirus cases from 78 in 2024 to 42 as of August 2025. However, Gombe Governor Inuwa Yahaya warned Sokoto State remains at high risk even as the fight against the virus intensifies nationwide. President Bola Tinubu has returned to Abuja after a 3-day visit to Brazil, where he signed 5 major memoranda of understanding on aviation, trade, science, diplomacy, and finance, including an agreement paving the way for direct Lagos-San Polio flights. The president, who arrived at the presidential wing of Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in the early hours of today, was received by governors Kalem Mufwang of Plateau State, Uba Sani of Kaduna State, Hope Uzodimma of Imo State. Moving on now in the news, let us quickly go on a very quick break. The news continues shortly. Stay tuned. You're welcome back from that very quick break. The former national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has expressed his heartfelt sympathy with the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Professor Narawi Yelwada, on the loss of his mother. Dr. Ganduje made the remarks when he paid a condolence visit to the bereaved residents in Abuja. Ogochukwu Mobono has details.
It was a day of solemn reflection at the residence of the APC National Chairman Nenintawe Yilwata, a home that recently became enveloped in grief following the passing of his beloved mother, Mama Lydia Toma Yilwada. Leading the delegation of sympathizers was the immediate past APC National Chairman, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, a man whose presence carried both the weight of political leadership and the warmth of friendship. With a heavy yet steady voice, the former chairman offered prayers for the soul of Mama Lydia and described her as a mother whose wisdom would be missed while her legacy remains eternal.
She lived at the time when she is most needed, because of her guidance and advice. But this is the work of God. All of us were waiting for our own time. So we pray to Almighty God to bless her and give her a gentle grace.
He also congratulated Dr. Yilwada on his new role as national chairman and wished him a successful tenure.
I have to congratulate you for this new appointment. And we are equal to the task. It's unfortunate you could have been the governor of Plateau State. You know how we struggled for you to be the governor of Plateau State, but God did not make it so. But God has made it to be you to be the minister and now to be the chairman. So we still have to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Responding with deep emotion, the APC National Chairman, Professor Nentawe Yilwada, thanks his predecessor and the entire delegation for the outpouring show of love in the difficult moments and expressed gratitude for the show of unity within the party. He also expressed gratitude for the life of a mother who shaped him with values that continue to guide his paths.
Having said that, I will thank you, all of you, for coming, and I appreciate your presence. May God bless your presence. And for me as a Christian, there's a verse in the Bible that has a reward for anybody who comes to mourn with somebody who has lost a loved one. I want that blessing to follow all of you who are here. And God should reward you and bless you. Thank you and God bless you.
The solemn visit ended with a prayer, after which the delegation quietly departed, leaving behind words of comfort, solidarity, and a reminder that in moments of grief, true leadership is not just about power, but about passion. Ogochukwu Mobno reporting for Global TV News.
Online politician and one-time presidential candidate Sarah Jibril has called on Nigerian politicians to imbibe the virtues of ethics and values in their politicking. Speaking on Global Television's program Big Talk, Dr. Jibril urged aspiring leaders to cultivate good character in order to deliver impact-driven leadership. Ubong Usoro completes the report.
Sarah Jibril, widely regarded as the matriarch of women in Nigerian politics, has remained consistent in her call for value-driven leadership. In 1992, she contested the presidential primaries of the Social Democratic Party, where she was the only female among over 20 aspirants. She later vied for the presidential ticket of the People's Democratic Party, with her persistence inspiring many women to begin taking part in active politics at a time when female participation was extremely low.
Luring the women with bribery, with all sorts of goodies and fake promises, etc. Because the politicians are influencing the parents.
Beyond politics, Dr. Jibril stated that she also inspires the next generation of leaders as an educationist, a trained psychologist, and has served the nation in various capacities, including special advisor to former President Goodluck Jonathan on ethics and values.
We have the Constitution, and it said, "Thou shalt not tell lies, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not cheat. You must respect. Yeah? You must have the fear of the Almighty God that created heaven and earth and yourself living. Respect for your life. And since you don't know what to do with yourself, when you don't die, finish, where are you going?" People should start to think.
As the first woman to break barriers in Nigeria's presidential race, Sarah Jibril remains a strong voice for ethical leadership, with her message being a reminder that values and integrity must remain central in public service. Ubong Osoro, reporting for Global Television.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, says it will inaugurate its 2025 National Convention Organizing Committee on Tuesday, September 2nd at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja. This was announced by the party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Olungunagba, who said the 110-member panel is chaired by Adamawa State Governor Amadou Fintiri with Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke as Vice Chairman and Enugu's Peter Umba as Secretary. The inauguration follows the approval of the party's National Executive Committee. The Director General of the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa, has observed that the scientific advancement of genetically modified organisms, GMOs, has directly improved nutrition and lowered food prices. He stated this at a one-day sensitization workshop in Abuja for the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare on genetically modified organisms and their role in food security and public health. Over now to Anete Patrick's report.
These stakeholders are gathered at this workshop to deepen their understanding of genetically modified organisms, GMOs, and Nigeria's regulatory framework guiding their safe use. According to the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency boss, represented by Dr. Oyedele Julius, says despite the criticisms surrounding modern biotechnology, field studies and economic evaluations indicate striking returns to farmers cultivating BPR cowpea, drastically reducing insecticide spreads, increasing substantial yield protection, and very strong returns on investments.
I want to start with a candid observation. Despite the criticism surrounding modern biotechnology, it has already produced significant and tangible benefits for Nigerian farmers. Take, for example, the Teller maize farmers who participated in a pilot season and reported yield increase exceedingly 50%, alongside reduced pesticide usage and enhanced net revenues.
Stakeholders at the forum emphasized the need for accurate communication to dispel public fears and strengthen trust in biotechnology, as every GMO product is subjected to rigorous safety checks covering nutrition, algenicity, and environmental impacts.
Stand at an important crossroads where various interpretations for and against the use of modern biotechnology have made media rounds and caused some sensational headlines. We believe that by working together, we can transform the way biotechnology is perceived and applied within our nation, ensuring that innovations like genetically modified organisms contribute meaningfully to our food security and nutritional advancement.
The gene isolation extract, and then you now characterize the target gene using molecular tools in the lab, and then gene insertion and all. And then the gene insertion is done by agrobacterium-mediated transformation or gene gum and all. So then you regeneration, growing the transformed cells into food plants.
The workshop, supported by the Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology, provided a platform for policy dialogue aimed at equip officers and health professionals with evidence-based knowledge to guide the public. Anete Patrick, reporting for Global TV.
The Office of the National Security Advisor has handed over 128 kidnapped victims rescued from bandits' camp in Kaura Namoda local government area of Zamfara State to their respective families. Briefing journalists in Abuja, the national coordinator of the National Counter-Terrorism Center, Major General Adamu Laka, says the victims were free during coordinated security operations carried out in 2 phases earlier in August. Defense correspondent Kikeloma Okere reports.
It was an emotional scene as families embracing loved ones they feared were lost forever. Tears flowed freely as the Office of the National Security Advisor handed over 128 rescued victims of banditry in Kaura, Nomada, Zamfara State. According to the National Counter-Terrorism Center Coordinator, Major General Adamu Laka, the rescue came in 2 waves. On August 14, 42 hostages, men, women, and even a toddler were freed. Then, just a day later, another 88 victims gained their freedom. But freedom did not come without scars. Among the second group, a child could not survive the harsh ordeal of captivity. And for another young mother, the trauma triggered a premature birth and newborn now receiving urgent medical care.
Second batch were rescued on the 19th of August, comprising 34 males and 54 females. So unfortunately, among the rescued second batch, we lost one of the children due to illness, I think, and the fatigue he had faced in the kidnappers' camp. And additionally, one of the women that was rescued had a premature birth. The child is presently in an incubator in the medical facility. And when they were rescued, they have been kept under the Office of National Security Advisor for some psychological, medical, and rehabilitation.
The National Security Advisor commended the security agencies, declaring that the 128 souls is not only a victory for the families, but also a statement of national resilience.
A total of 128 persons were rescued from Kaura Namoda. This is a remarkable achievement and a testament to our resolve as a nation. Today is not just about their return. It is about reaffirming our collective resolve as a nation to create a more secure environment for every single person living with.
For the victims, freedom marks the end of the nightmare. For Nigeria, it is a reminder that the fight against banditry continues with no room for retreat. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has approved a new minimum wage of 104,000 naira for civil servants, doctors, and lecturers. The governor made the announcement during a strategic meeting with labor leaders in Owerri. Over now to Amarachi Ibe reports from Owerri.
In Imo State, a new dawn has broken for workers as Governor Hope Uzodinma approved a minimum wage of 104,000 naira, one of the highest in Nigeria. The governor says the decision was driven by improved state revenue and the need to cushion economic hardship on workers.
With MDS and all that, which is what used to be called the minimum wage and all that, should be now, instead of 76,000 presently and 275, we will now move it as entry point, which is the minimum, 104,000. And then the end point will be 431,000.
Reacting, the state chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Uche Chigemezu Nwigwe, and the Trade Union Congress chairman, Uchenna Ibe, commended the governor, saying the wage increase shows political will and commitment to workers' welfare.
Yes, I want to tell you and I want to assure you that Labour does not support ineffectiveness. Labour does not support somebody who is not doing his work.
Your Excellency, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. And I want to thank you again for this bold step.
Victory, there is victory for in the struggle.
With the latest wage review, Imo State workers will earn among the highest in the country, a development expected to rise productivity and stimulate the state's economy. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
You are watching the live broadcast of News Prime. When News Prime returns, Sudan holds first cabinet meeting in Khartoum since war broke out. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, this is News Prime on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, Ethiopia's government and Nigerian Dangote Group have signed a $2.5 billion deal to build a large-scale fertilizer production plant in Gode, southeast Ethiopia. President of the Nigerian conglomerate, Aliko Dangote, says it will second largest plant of urea in the world. Uyi Agbomofwegbe completes the report.
Under the agreement signed in Addis Ababa, Dangote will own 60% of the facility, while the remaining 40% will be held by the state-owned Ethiopian Investment Holdings. The project, estimated at $2.5 billion, will be located in Ethiopia's eastern Somali region.
Going to be second largest plant of urea in the world. Compared to our own in Nigeria, the same size. So this is very, very historic, and it is by far even more than what Ethiopia is consuming. But by the time it is ready, I know agriculture is being propelled in Ethiopia on a massive level.
Chief Executive Officer of Ethiopia Investment Holdings, Brooke Taye, expressed optimism on the project and what it means for the country's agricultural sector.
Annually, as we speak, we spend on urea-related fertilizer close to $500 million a year. And you can only imagine the difficulty when there is issue around geopolitics, when there is issue around commodity price increase, and at certain point it becomes not a matter of price, but a matter of availability. We've seen it during COVID, we've seen it during the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
The World Bank's data indicates that agriculture accounts for more than 1/3 of Ethiopia's GDP. However, the country spends about $1 billion annually importing fertilizers. Uyi Agbomofwegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
Has announced a sharp increase in passport application fees effective September 1st, 2025. Under the new rates, a 32-page passport with 5-year validity will now cost 100,000 naira, while a 64-page with 10-year validity is pegged at 200,000 naira. The agency says the hike applies only to applications within Nigeria, as fees for Nigerians abroad remain unchanged. On the foreign scene now, Sudan's cabinet has convened in Khartoum for the first time since the 2023 civil war outbreak, chaired by Transitional Prime Minister Kamal Idris, in what officials call a symbolic return of state institutions to the capital. The ministers discussed priorities including post-war reconstruction, economic revival, security improvement, and the voluntary return of displaced citizens, with plans to fully relocate government functions from Port Sudan by October. Fighting between the army and the rapid support forces has left tens of thousands dead and displaced nearly 15 million through recent military gains, have shifted control in favor of the army. Over now to the United Kingdom Foreign Office has condemned Russia's latest missile strike on Kyiv, which killed at least 19 people, including 4 children, injured dozens, and damaged British Council and European Union missile building. Summoning Moscow ambassador in protest, President Vladimir Zelensky accused Russia of choosing ballistics instead of negotiating table, while the White House warned the attacks threatened President Trump's ongoing peace efforts, even as residents in Kyiv voiced fear but resilience amid the bombardment. Ukraine's military, meanwhile, claimed responsibility for striking an oil refinery in Russia's Krasnoyarsk region, though Moscow reported intercepting more than 100 drones overnight. In sports stories now, the UEFA Champions League phase draw held in Monaco today under the new 36-term format has seen each club drawn against each opponent from 4 pots, 1 home and 1 away team per pot, with rules preventing clubs from the same country playing each other more than twice. In a headline group, Liverpool were drawn against Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Frankfurt, PSV, Marseille, Quarenberg and Galatasaray, while Barcelona faced Paris Saint-Germain, Eintracht Frankfurt, Olympiacos at home, and tough away ties with Chelsea club Brugge, Sevarperg, and Newcastle. Elsewhere, Arsenal drew Bayern and Inter Milan among others. PSG faced Bayern and Barcelona as defending champions, and this marks a record 6 English teams entering the competition due to the UEFA's performance-based qualification system. Still on sports now, AC Milan have agreed a £36 million deal to sign Chelsea forward Christopher Nkunku, who is expected to take a pay cut and has been cleared to travel for his medical. The move, which ends his 2-year stint at Stamford Bridge, comes as Chelsea edge closer to signing Manchester United's Alejandro Cardinaccio, who Nicholas Jackson is also in talks over a loan to Bayern Munich. Nkunku, who scored 18 goals in 62 matches and helped Chelsea to the Club World Cup and Conference League title, leaves as the Blues balance a positive transfer market worth £309 million amid UEFA financial sanctions. The Carabao Cup third round draw has set up major clashes with holders Newcastle United, Zach Hope Uzodinma, and other state leaders in attendance. In business, Ethiopia's government and Nigerian Dangote Group have signed a $2.5 billion deal to build a large-scale fertilizer production plant in Gode, southeast Ethiopia. And on the foreign scene, we brought to you that United Kingdom Foreign Office has condemned Russia's latest missile strike on Kyiv, which killed at least 19 people, injuring 4 children, injured dozens, and damaged British consul and European Union mission building, summoning Moscow ambassador in protest. And finally, in sports, Real Madrid will face Liverpool, Barcelona clash with PSG, and Manchester City meet Inter after the Champions League. That's it on Global TV News Prime. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @GlobalTVNG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.